Yo, 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 it's Jake Thrash talking with power, back with another episode. Let's get to it. First off, I want to say I hope everybody had a great weekend, man. I didn't particularly have a great weekend. I had to, man, just discipline Son all weekend, man. He didn't do too good on Friday, and the teacher had a lot to say. So we just got to keep him in line. I did have a lot of stuff planned for him, but you know how it go. Kids be blowing it sometimes. So hopefully we can get to do everything I was trying to do last weekend. This weekend coming up, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of us get frustrated with our kids. A whole lot of us get frustrated with our kids. Only thing I would say is just think of creative different ways to get your point across other than whooping your kids. I'd be the same way. I want to whoop so bad, but that don't really do the right thing they're supposed to do for a lot of kids. That's not actually the solution. That's a in the moment solution. But overall, we want to help our children understand that you can't do certain things and what's right from wrong, and forcing it, reinforcing that in a physical manner as far as whooping them might not always be the case. A lot of us get frustrated with our own daily lives, and then we go take it out on our children. So, you know, I don't know who needs to hear that, but try to find different ways to discipline your kids. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of messages from women and men, and they ask and they say, Jay, what is a high value man? Jay, what's a high value woman? So I thought about it for a little while. I thought about it for some days, actually. Of course, instantly my mind went to Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to the dead. I don't disrespect the dead in no type of way. That's where my mind went to. So I wanted to make sure that I start everything that I'm saying off about each sex is that it's solely my opinion. My opinion isn't law. If you got viewpoints and certain things you feel like go against what I'm saying, or you feel a different way, that's fine too. You can voice it in the comments. I just hope y'all just respect my opinions, just like I respect y'all's, right? So I start with what a high value man is. In my mind, and my opinion is a high value man. There's a lot of different things that go into that, like a man who has a consistent job, consistently getting paid from the job, making decent money. Not everybody's a doctor, a lawyer. Not everybody don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But as long as I feel like you getting a stable income legitimately, legally, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that can be considered high value because there's a lot of people out here not getting their money in a legitimate fashion, leaving themselves open to jail time, dying, stuff like that. So I think that's high value because somebody that's just doing a regular job is valuing their lives and they still get money in a safe environment. I feel like that's high value. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I know a lot of women love the hood nigga thing. Y'all got it, man. Y'all got it, man. So that's one of the things I feel like. But it ain't the only thing. Like a high value man would be to me is like somebody who don't live outside their means, meaning like don't buy no designer belts and all this shit, nigga. You ain't got a car. You don't got a place to stay. You don't have nowhere to lay your head all the time, permanent spot. Don't go buying stuff that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And I go for weed, liquor, lean, pills, all that. If you can't support whatever you're doing, you living outside your means. So you probably need to dial back on what you're doing. So I feel like the men who understand that and are living inside their means, another way of showing high value. Obviously a man that pays his own bills, of course, but that's anybody who pay bills. That's really just an adult thing to do, but for the sake of the argument, I guess because there's people that don't pay bills and stuff like that, that'll be considered high value. But honestly, I consider that equal value. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should be doing that. If you have a house or you have an apartment and stuff, you should be able to pay your bills. As long as you're not living outside your means line where you're staying that day you can't pay your rent. Obviously having a car, some people don't have that luxury. Some people can't drive due to suspended license, stuff like that. Only thing I'm gonna say is you're gonna find a way to drive. I don't care who you is. Some people ain't never had a license in their life and still figure out how to get around and drive. And some people just ain't got it, or they're taking the bus and stuff like that. So I feel like if you got your priorities in order, which is high value too. You got a car. That all of that stuff, because for the sake of the argument, has to be considered high value for a man because every man doesn't have it, right? That's just more of a material side of being high value. Like a lot of people forget about the mentality side too. Like that you have to consider that too in the completion of when you're talking about what a high value man is. To me, a high value man is somebody who ain't going to the club every day or every weekend trying to get with the girl. Some men center their whole lives around getting girls. Fellas, that ain't high value to me. You worry about getting her pants, but you can't go get you no money on a regular basis, man. But you want to be in the club drinking Henny, you want to buy drinks for the girl, knowing that this your last $20. Some of y'all like to flex your show out, knowing you ain't got it, and then the next day be mad as hell because you done did all this for the girl, you don't need nothing, and you still ain't even get the hit. That's not high value, player. That is not pimp and play out. What else? Of course, and this goes for both. High value man, in my opinion, is somebody who wants a woman but doesn't need a woman. Meaning, we are okay to not settle. We are okay to not just fuck anything. That's the mindset. Long as I know that I'm okay, I ain't gonna never have to settle. And I'm gonna wait for the one, or I'm gonna go after the one I actually wanna go after. Y'all gotta understand the difference between the two. It's a lot of men out here that feel like they need women. That's why they surround themselves by them every waking moment. You feel what I'm saying? Them is still little boys just still trying to get pussy and just want to have the approval of all the women that's around. Or just want the approval of women, period. It's not high value, player. That's not high value. High value is understanding your position, valuing your position and your worth, and chilling out and not just going and fucking everything. It's soul ties and sex, y'all. Fellas, y'all can't be you gotta stop doing this, man. Get played out after a while, man. Can't stick your dick in everything. You know what I'm saying? You making these girls crazy, man. Soul ties, man, it's a real thing. You leaving a piece of yourself in that girl. Every time any girl, you leaving a piece of yourself in them. You might not look at it like that, but that's a real thing, though. Might want to educate yourself. A man that can cook and clean. All you women, y'all deal with dirty niggas all the time that don't cook or clean, and y'all still love them though, but you know that's not a high value man. Fella, you know you ain't high value, you can't cook nothing, but then you want a woman that's able to cook though. Like, bro, who cooking for you when you don't got a girl? Your mama? You don't know how to make a meal yourself, bro? That ain't player, bro. That's not high value, bro. Cook something, man. Show the woman that you can cook, man. That's a lot of reason why they don't feel like we high value, because we can't even do the things that they do around the house just that anybody can do. Nigga, there's professional men chefs out here. Come on now. Let's start being able to cook for ourselves and be efficient, because if the girl leave, what you just gonna be on fast food all the time and waiting for mama on Sunday and the holidays and family time to really get that real meal? Nah, man. You better than me, big dog. Better than me. And somebody that clean. Fellas, you know how we get. A lot of us ain't cleaning like how women cleaning around the house. And a woman's clean around the house is different than a man's clean around the house. But there is an overall cleanliness that you can have that we all should have. And a lot of men don't have that. That's not high value, player. That ain't high value at all. Cleanliness is next to what? Godliness, right? You ain't being a God king when you do that right there. You ain't no sir. That go to the mindset though. Do you want to be in a dirty house? Do you want to be starving? Do you want to have McDonald's all the time? Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to figure out how to cook and stuff like that. Stop going around to every girl house just trying to get a plate. That used to be me. I mean, wherever I can eat at, man. Oh, you cooking? Oh, let me come over there. So, we got to learn how to cook for ourselves, fellas. Another quality in that is a man that's able to get the problem solved, get the situation fixed, whether that's something around the house, being a handyman, or helping out on a bill, like just when you with a woman, helping out on a bill, in a time of emergency, or just being able to help yourself out in an emergency, being able to be in that position to do that. So somebody that can always get the job done, somebody you can always rely on. That's a high value man. We all want somebody we can rely on. Know that's gonna fall through for us though. That's trustworthy. That's everything above, right? Everything above. This is one of the main ones for me. A man who is seeking progression in his life. He don't want to stay the same. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna be complacent in where he's at, knowing that there is a better life out there, or a better version of his life out there. Somebody that's always working towards getting better, wanting to be better, wanting to see the people around them be better. That, to me, is what starts and trickles down onto everything else. The want to make progress. You gotta want to do that. You gotta want to be a better person than you was yesterday. You gotta want to go out here and make more money than you made yesterday. You gotta want to not end up in jail. You gotta want to not end up dying from in the streets. Those are high value men, the ones that want to. And I'm not saying that being in the streets and doing what you gotta do is wrong at all. I just believe that we all have choices, and you're not really putting your life on high value when this is what you choose to do every day, knowing what the consequences be from it. That's just not smart to me. But shout out to all my hood niggas though, man. I pray for y'all. I hope y'all, all of y'all get out of that though. It's hard, and a lot of folk won't get out of it. But I'm gonna keep on, you know what I'm saying, keeping the faith for my dogs though, and all the gangsters around the world though. You feel me, man? It's a better life for all of us out there. The system will make you think it's not. You know what I'm saying? And make you believe that everything that you're seeing in the environment that you in is just gonna be the environment that you're gonna die in. It ain't never gotta be the case. It's big. But if they beat it in your head long enough, you're gonna believe it though, and you're gonna start doing the actions that's gonna keep you right there. So at some point, fellas, we gotta stop thinking about what we can't do and start thinking about the things that we can do. Stay out of jail, man. Stay out that damn grave, man. Let's grow old. We got kids. Let's grow old to see our kids grow up and then they grand, you know what I'm saying, be your granddaughter or your grandson. Let's get to see grandbabies. You know what I'm saying? We dying too fast right now. So that's not high value if you're not trying to progress in life and be a better version of yourself. A man who can listen and understand, and that ain't just got to do with women. That's just period. A man who's able to listen to somebody else without judgment or just butting in, just listen. Like listen. Most of us listen just to be combative or got something to say right then and there. Sometimes we just listen with our mouths and our ears. Also, when we listening, it's not just listening, but it's trying to understand. So a man who can understand too as well has to be high value, right? You got to have some type of high value, because a lot of us don't know how to understand or don't even want to understand when somebody else is talking, explaining anything, a situation, or nothing. We're going off ourselves, you feel what I'm saying? Nobody want to listen to you. I ain't even trying to listen to you. I ain't trying to understand what you got going on. Nah, fuck all that. I'm me. That's a lot of us. That's a lot of men out here, but that's not high value. Then especially when it goes into a relationship with a woman, bro, you got to be able to listen and understand. You got to be able to listen to her. You got to be able to understand, or at least try to want to understand, or nothing gonna ever work out. These relationships you keep getting into ain't gonna never work out. You gotta understand that you the common denominator in all these situations, and you don't like to listen. You don't like to listen when somebody talking to you about some real stuff. You don't like to listen when somebody pointing out things that you can do better though, because that's challenging your character. A lot of us got too much pride, and that make us not want to listen nor understand. And then a lot of us do understand it, but just don't want to listen. So neither one of those, if you ain't doing both of those, that ain't high value, player. We're in a time and age where we got to start understanding each other, communicating better, listening better. We do. Or we're just gonna keep with the same cycle that's been passed down to, it's gonna get worse before it get better. So that right there, listening and understanding, being able to express your feelings properly, that's another quality of a high value man. Somebody who's able to express their feelings though, in a positive manner, not acting childish when they feel a way, being able to actually articulate yourself to whomever you're feeling a way towards, or if you're just feeling a way about life, just being able to not take the negative route in expressing your feelings. One who can sit back, diagnose or you know what I'm saying, analyze everything that's going on and then move accordingly. You know, most times we move off impulse, and that impulse will land us right in jail, or that impulse will land us right by ourselves. Impulse will land you fired somewhere. Impulse will land had you hitting your kids when they ain't did nothing wrong, or just mistreating the folk around you though, because you don't want you don't know how to express your feelings, how you know, in a positive manner. It's a lot of us though. I pray we get that together though, man. I'm hoping we get that together, man. A man who is open to change can't stay the same forever, man. Gotta be able, and that goes back to wanting to be better and progress. That's changing. You know, so changes have to be made in life to progress. And then when you with a woman, You can't just stay the same all the time. You gotta switch up stuff though, because women do get bored. Men get bored too. We want them to switch up too. It's no different for either side. But you gotta be open to change. Everything might not change, and you might not want everything to change, but you still have to be open to it and embrace that some things are going to change. Some change for the good, some change for the worse. But change is something that needs to happen in your life in order to progress. Take it how you want to, but that's what it is. I don't feel like I have to say stuff like this, but for the sake of the argument, a man who take care of his kids, of course, they didn't ask to be on this earth. Nobody asked, none of these kids asked to be here. That's on us.
Who gon' talk that talk, yeah. Who gon' talk that talk, yeah.
I've been really on the edge, so who gon' start with me?
Who gon' talk that talk,